Hi everyone, I'm Carrie Martinek.
And I'm Anthony Ziton.
Welcome to another edition of Question with the Candidates, where we answer questions each week that come into us. We each take one question so that you can get a chance to get to know us better. For anything we don't have a chance to answer, or if you want to learn more about us, you can visit our Facebook page or our website, Committee to Re-elect Martinek and Ziton. Anthony, why don't you start with the first question?
I was recently asked by a resident in Northborough, why should I vote for you guys? Didn't you bring in Amazon, which created all these traffic problems?
No. Although Amazon just recently moved into the warehouses themselves were approved back in 2015 before Anthony and I joined the board. It's actually a really good example to show the juxtaposition between how the two different boards have approached applications, going back to 2015 up through 2020, where we had another warehouse come through. I'm actually going to walk through both instances so that you can kind of see how the board has evolved over time. Back in 2015, under the leadership of one of our opponents, nearly 700,000 square feet of warehouses were approved in one night. In fact, that wasn't even enough time to really give residents to call in and participate. Despite the magnitude of the application, there was very limited mitigation. There wasn't requests for sidewalks or for solar or green space or any of that. Very limited conditions as well. But despite not knowing the tenant or really even a specific use, there was no condition put in place to bring back the tenant when they were declared, to come back and prove the impact that was claimed in the original hearing. So that includes traffic and all the impact on the neighborhoods and safety and things like that. So those conditions and mitigations weren't in place at the time. If you fast forward to 2020 and you look at how the board has evolved to look at applications, you see a similar application for a warehouse without a tenant in industrial. But in this case, you see 6 different meetings transpire and plenty of time for residents to speak. In fact, we received over 50 letters that were reviewed and considered as part of the application. Well over 30 phone calls that came in that gave us a chance to hear more about the actual impact or how the neighborhoods felt about what could possibly happen as impact there. A very critical analysis of the traffic, the environment, safety, to the point where we would push back to say, you need to show more, you need to prove this. These statistics don't sound accurate based on what we're hearing from residents. And to really give that a very thorough and close look. Whether you're looking at 2015 or 2020, fundamentally the role of the Special Permit Granting Authority is to place mitigation and conditions up front, because as we're finding now with Amazon, it's very difficult to do after the fact. We've been lucky as the current board has tried to pursue different solutions that we could do based on the situation that we're in, but that's really not anything ideal or something that we want to repeat in the future. That's why it's dangerous to go backwards to the way that we were looking at applications, because it's put us in quite a predicament. And I think we need to continue to evolve how the planning board approaches these applications and really evaluate the impact and move forward. I have a question for you, Anthony. Another question that came in is, what can be done to revitalize downtown?
This question is one that's been an ongoing concern since the previous master plan was drafted over 20 years ago. One of the biggest challenges is a state highway goes through the center of our town and we have no street parking. This doesn't mean our challenges are insurmountable though, and there are things we can start to do to create a more vibrant downtown. Carrie and I were there for the entire master plan approval process. We added a specific call for an economic development committee, as well as a specific call for a downtown development plan and economic development plan. An economic development committee would be responsible for promoting business development, attract desirable business, and help existing business expand. This is the pro-business planning strategy that Carrie and I want to continue to pursue. If you look at Hudson, Marlborough, Clinton, and Westboro, they have all implemented economic development committees, and it shows. All of those towns have improving downtowns in varying degrees. They are walkable, they have great restaurants and desirable retail. For funding, we discussed engaging our regional planning agency to help us identify and obtain the right grants to make this happen. There are grants out there for downtown revitalization strategies and economic development. We see other towns get these grants, and we see no reason why we can't get these grants too. Beyond downtown, both of these initiatives can address more and could include improving all of Main Street and the industrial zones.
Thank you. That's a great answer.
If you'd like to submit your own questions or comment on our videos for the next edition of Ask the Candidates, please go to our Facebook page, Re-elect Ziton and Martinek on Facebook.